Hi, and welcome back to the VAR From Accurate podcast, where we chat about all things Scottish football. My name is Molly. I am a Hearts fan.
My name is Heidi and I'm a Celtic fan.
Okay, so a little bit different for this season. We are now missing Morgan. She has decided to leave on her own terms. We wish her all the best for the future. But from here on in, it is myself and Heidi. We may be looking to get some guests on at some point, but that is for the future. At the moment, we are going to dip back to the past a little bit, and we are going to talk about week one of the SPFL 2026-2027 season. What a start! It's been great.
I know.
Well, kind of great. We start on the 31st of July, Friday night at Tannadice. Dundee United 1, Rangers 1. The Aussie Haaland is what he's been nicknamed. Lachlan Rose. He got them off to a flyer. Got them 1-0 up after 38 minutes, and it's fair to say the Rangers fans were not too happy with that. There was a lot of boos around the stadium, a lot of unhappy people on social media, but Tello Asgard got them back after 56 minutes. The game finished 1-1. Not an ideal start for Derek McInnes, was it?
Nah.
Oh, what a shame. I mean, what do you even say to that, honestly? It was a poor performance. It just wasn't great at all. I think a lot of people, you might have seen it as well, were saying, Dundee United, they look good, they put up a fight, they deserved to get there, they were the better team. And we'll come back to that when we move on to week 2. But, I mean, what do you make of that? First game of the season.
I actually watched it. Rangers weren't great, to be honest. Like, obviously, Derek McInnes has just came in the door. He's just settling down. There's new players coming in the door, but especially if you're at Rangers or Celtic, the pressure's going to be on you. You're going to have to win your first game of the season. You're going to have to start off with fire. But Dundee United actually looked good, and they were actually Rangers had like a few chances and stuff. So Dundee United, I thought Dundee United could have went and won that game, to be honest. It could have went either way, but Rangers dropped points, and obviously there's been a bit of a no very happy Rangers fans at the minute. They weren't the greatest, to be honest. Rangers, they could have been better, but as I said before, I mean, you'd rather take a point than a loss. But at the end of the day, sometimes a point does feel like a loss at times. But it wasn't the greatest of Rangers, and they have to do better if they want to succeed. I feel like Shanklin was missing. Right, a lot of their Ken Devlin, he was alright, but at the end of the day, like, they're going to have to do better if they want to succeed and like win titles again. But it's no great to be a Rangers fan the last couple of weeks. It's not been the best.
No, absolutely. And you bring up a good point there as well. Obviously, we've not done the podcast in a good few months. We had a nice long summer break along with the football. Yeah, there's been a lot of change. Obviously. Derek McInnes, Lawrence Shankland, Cammy Devlin, they're all gone from Hearts. They've took a trip along the M8 and landed in Govan. Which, I was mad, I'll be honest. I was mad. Shankland, I get it, right? Boyhood club, go on. We probably had him for 2 years more than what we would expect in anyways. McInnes annoys me a bit. I think just that kind of, he spoke so highly of coming into Hearts, and it was what he wanted. We've been after him for years, but ultimately, again, you're a fan of the club, you're going to jump at the opportunity to join them. But Cammy Devlin's got absolutely no ties to that place whatsoever. That one frustrates me a lot. But you're absolutely right. I do think the two of them were missing from that game. They weren't great. Certainly not what I'm used to watching them as when they were at Hearts. Dundee United, I thought, looked very good in that game. And you're absolutely right, they probably could have gotten a bit more out of it, but tied in the end, a 1-1 draw for the first game of the season. We move on to Saturday now, and it was first game, Falkirk 0, St Mirren 2. Falkirk could be in trouble. We rated them so highly last year, and I think we got slagged off a little bit online for how much we would not stop talking about John McGlynn and how good he was doing at that club. But I do think they were absolutely flying last year, and he got them off to a great start, and he kept it going the whole season, getting top 6, massive achievement. But yeah, they're missing a lot now as well. Obviously, 3 main players gone from their squad. Calvin Miller's come over to Hearts, Barney Stewart's away down south, Dylan Tate's away over to Dundee United, so could be a bit of an interesting one for them this season. Obviously, Craig McLeish getting the job at St Mirren as well as permanent manager. Big step up for him, taking over despite being interim manager for quite a fair chunk towards the end of last season. But yeah, I don't really know what I was expecting when I looked at that game, kind of on the fixture list when it came out. But St Mirren looked like a good side in that game. Truthfully, I didn't watch it. But I did watch a little bit of it back in terms of highlights. I thought they'd done alright. They were obviously fairly dominant, getting the 2 goals in as well. It was Killian Phillips getting both of them. First in 11 minutes and second in 87. But yeah, good start for them. Very good start.
Nah, I think with Falkirk, I think obviously last season, I think it was maybe just a bit of a one-hit wonder for Falkirk. Like, and they've lost 3 main players, like obviously Bannister's away to West Brom, Tate's away to Dundee United, and obviously Miller's away to Hearts. That's 3 of their best players, especially Bannister and Miller. They were 2 of their best players last season. To lose that is going to be a big blow for Falkirk, I think. But I felt Falkirk weren't great. They were not the best. St Mirren were very good. I thought St Mirren played quite. I actually did manage to watch better because it was on Sky, so I seen a bit of it, and I thought St Mirren were quite good. I thought they were very good and deserved the victory. I think St Mirren, obviously, I kind of thought they would maybe struggle this season, but in terms of what I saw them in that first game, I think they'd do alright this season. I think for me, Falkirk's a team that's going to struggle. Maybe no, maybe they might pick themselves back up and they maybe get to places with these guys, but the likes of Barney Street, you got to get a place with him, I don't know, but it is a bit of a blow for Falkirk losing 3 players in our main squad. But yeah, it was a great performance at Man. I thought Falkirk were just didn't look the best, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely going to be a big miss for them as well. I just think it's one of those ones when you do get kind of, I'd class them as their best players, really. Taken away from you, you're always going to struggle that bit more. I would say a name that they've kept that could show up a bit for them is Finn Yates. He was good last year. I mean, he got that beauty of a strike against, I can't remember for the life of me who it was against, but it was a very, very good goal. So he might be able to step up. But Ross McKeever up front as well. So you never know what's going to come for them in the end, but it'll definitely be interesting. The second game on Saturday is one that I would quite like to skip over personally, but we're here for a chat, so here we are. Aberdeen 2, Hearts 1. We went 1-0 up after 35 minutes, Ocean McEntee. We then concede in 90 minutes to what can only be described as the tangle of the century, practically just inside the net by the time it got anywhere. And then Stuart Finlay drags him down in the box, off he goes, he gets the red card, he walks off, and they've got a penalty, and it's Kevin Nisbet twice. To be leading for that much of the game, and by the way, we have got a shocking record at Pittodrie. I think I said this last season as well. But it's awful. It's so, so bad. I think it's something like 11 years we've not won there for now. It's crazy. We've got no excuse for it either. But it was a massive first game, so we've got a new manager now as well in Wout Rankin. I don't think his team selection was bad for that game either. We've got a lot of injuries that are creeping up just now too, so he's got to make do with what he's got. We've got something like 6 defenders out, which that's terrifying. But overall, it's just not good enough. We needed to be better in that game. And I mean, getting to 90 minutes, 1-0 up, and conceding 2 past that. I was distraught. Was watching it, was celebrating like mad. 89 minutes, I'm going, this is great. We're finally breaking the curse. It's over. Bang, bang, in, gone, done. Dream crushed. Goodbye. That's how that felt, and it's the only way I can describe it. But, I mean, it's so frustrating, it really is. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it must be the curse that Hearts just can't win it told you. But I think as well, after Europe, you're going to be a wee bit struggling a wee bit. You know, after some not being great in Europe, it's not going to do any good. But especially coming to the first league game, you want to have a positive start for your new manager. You want to have a positive start for your new players. And obviously, he did go 1-0 up, and then just Stuart Finlay just being silly and didn't need to do that. I mean, giving away a penalty like that, they do that. Yeah, I mean, it's especially an ex-Hibs player scoring 2. It's just, you know, I mean, but I think as well, like, it's his first game, you know, but at the end of the day, you have to obviously kind of pick up for that. But it wasn't the best start for Hearts, but I think it's probably just a curse that he's just kind of went to Tawdry. It must just be that curse, you can't do it.
100%. 100%. I think Stuart Finlay's tackle was definitely a funny one. There was kind of, you're in it by that point 50-50, you go in for the challenge, you either make it or you don't, and he very much didn't. So, it is what it is. We moved on, and we'll come on to week 2's fixtures in a little bit. That was all we had on Saturday. We then moved on to Sunday, where we got what's probably going to end up being one of the most entertaining games of the entire season. St Johnstone 4, Kilmarnock 3. Welcome back to the Premiership, St Johnstone. What a start. 7 goals in one afternoon. Crazy. 2 own goals included in that as well, by the way, 1 for each team. Which, I feel like by that point you're just evening out the playing field. It was both the third goals too. Brilliant start for St Johnstone, obviously coming up from the Championship last season. They had a very dominant run last year, done very, very well. Very good game for them to start off their season with. Again, another one of these ones that I kind of just caught little bits of it here and there, didn't manage to catch the whole thing, but from what I've heard, it was a very good performance from both sides. St Johnstone just coming out with that deciding goal towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game of football, to be honest. I felt like both teams were kind of at it. And I think as well, you're looking at St Johnstone, they want to come up and start well. You know, they're newly promoted, they want to have a good start. And I mean, it was a great game. I mean, to be fair, I mean, you had times where St Johnstone were leading, Kelly were leading, it was all over the place. But I think in terms of Kelly, the only thing that was their problem was defence. I thought Kelly were terrible defensively, but other than that, I think it was a great game of football to watch, especially for a neutral fan. If you were a fan, you would have been biting your nails, but it was a great game of football, and it was a great game to start off with Sunday. I mean, that was, but I didn't see that coming. I thought that'd be like a scrappy 1-0 or like a 0-0. I didn't see that coming, but it was a great game of football though. It's quite entertaining, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Well, we move on to the second game of the Sunday fixtures, and it was Hibs versus Motherwell. First game, same as the last of last season, except from this time, Motherwell didn't beat them 1-0, they beat them 2-1. First goal was scored by Motherwell. It was a penalty, and then in the return, Hibs got another penalty. It was side to finish off the scoring for the afternoon. Motherwell coming out on top. Obviously, we've seen as well they've lost a few of their players. It's been a very interesting one in terms of people that we've lost this season. Lost their manager. They've lost Elijah Just. It's been another bit of an up and down one for Motherwell, but still proving that they've got it. Again, a game I didn't really manage to catch a lot of it, but did you manage to see any of it yourself?
I did see a wee bit of it, and I thought that Hibs had a few chances, to be fair, but Motherwell looked really decent, especially like losing their best manager, losing a couple of their best players and their goalkeeper. I thought, oh, they're going to struggle this season, but they looked very good, to be honest with you, especially even like in Europe as well. They have been winning in Europe, which, you know, if people say other no great teams, doesn't matter. They're still winning in Europe, and I think they played very well against Hibs and deserved the 3 points. So yeah, I thought that Motherwell still looked quite good after losing their best manager and a few of their players. So nah, I think they're going to have a decent season, Motherwell. I really do. I don't know why, but yeah, I think Motherwell did deserve the 3 points in the end, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it could be another one where they're right up there. Well, now we come on to your team. Final match of week 1. These played on a Monday night, which for first game of the season after winning the league last year, you weren't happy when that got announced. But he's come out on top of this one against Dundee. 1-0. Benjamin Negron, again, he was a very good player for you last year, proving that he's still got it for this season as well. Was a header, I believe, to secure the win for that game. I thought both teams played fairly well, to be honest. I think Dundee had a couple of decent chances in there too, but depends on what you can get by the end of it. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought that obviously with our new striker starting as well, I kind of wanted to make an impact. He kind of did, to be fair. He missed a few chances, you know what I mean? We could have scored a lot more, to be fair, but I knew that he was getting in possession, so I knew he had something there. £11 million striker, you know, something there. But I felt Dundee weren't even that bad either, to be fair. Like they could have drawn that game, to be honest. Like they had chances as well. It was quite. We were all right, to be fair, one of the best. But at the end of the day, you walk away with the 3 points, and that's all that matters. You walk away with a result, and I think that's what it matters. First game of the season, you walk away with a result. But I thought Dundee were all right. I thought they played quite well, to be fair, and even they could have got a draw out of that, or even a win, to be honest. But nah, I think that all that mattered was us to get the 3 points, and I think Negrin shown again that he is an important player and came out in a crucial moment like that. So nah, to be fair, I was quite happy seeing the new striker because he did look promising. Duran looked quite promising, so there was positives to come out of it. But at the end of the day, as long as we came away with the 3 points, that's all I was fussed about.
Yeah, absolutely. The win is what matters at the end of the day. He's have made a few signings now. It was looking a bit shaky to start off with, but
Always.
he's have picked up the pace a little bit, so I suppose there's not too much to complain in terms of that. And obviously, we'll see as we now move on to week 2 what kind of an impact that's really had for you now. We do start off though on Saturday, 8th of August, where we had the first game was Dundee versus Aberdeen, taking place at Dens Park. Dundee winning that game 2-0. I think that's pretty fair result. Dundee don't look bad this season at all. Stephen Presley signing a new contract for them as well, so it's definitely been an interesting one for Dundee. Obviously last season we all had it set out. Stephen Presley, first manager to get sacked. It'll be gone. It'll be this. It'll be that. And he's outlasted all these managers in the process. He's done a not bad job. It was Wesley and Bevan to get the goals for them on Saturday afternoon. Pretty good result.
Yeah, I mean, underestimated Dundee. I was like, oh, they'll only do great. Nah, underestimated them. Like, genuinely, I thought they absolutely barred Aberdeen. They really did. Aberdeen were nowhere near it. That first half, Dundee were excellent, especially at Bevan. Like, Dundee have got something this season, and everybody was like, obviously, including a lot of Scottish football fans, is Presley he'll be the first man. Nah, he's actually outclassed Russell Mark, 2 Old Firm managers, like nearly 3. Like, it's mental. Like, he's done a great job with Dundee, and I've got to give him credit for that. I thought Dundee played excellent. They were so deserved to win. Aberdeen were poor, and I was quite surprised that Aberdeen were that bad, considering how they got 3 points against Hearts. I thought they would maybe have kept home, but they just didn't look great, and it just looked same old Aberdeen. They weren't the best, and Dundee fully deserved the 3 points. I thought they were really good.
Yeah, 100%. I think it was. You do expect Aberdeen to be doing better than that, considering the result the weekend before, but no denying Dundee apparently. Be excited to see what they've got for the rest of the season, to be honest with you, because it could get a bit interesting. I've seen a few people who have got them within their top 6 predictions, which if someone told me that last season, or like even the end of last season, to be honest with you, I probably would have laughed at them, but here we are. Moving on to the next again game on Saturday, it was St Mirren versus St Johnstone. Obviously, both getting good results the weekend before, but it was St Mirren to walk away with the win from this one. Killian Phillips again, that's 3 goals in 2 games for him. It's important to note St Johnstone did have a penalty which they missed in the 49th minute of that game, and Killian Phillips was a penalty as well. So there you go. I think from a few people that I've heard kind of talking about this game, both sides again looked pretty decent. Wasn't too much kind of in it, but when you get an opportunity such as a penalty, you're absolutely going to be taking it, and that's what St Mirren done. Fair result. I think St Mirren could be an interesting one this season as well. Obviously, last season they were fighting relegation. Didn't have a great run after their League Cup win, but could this be the turnaround for them?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think as well, like, it's another 3 points for St Mirren, and I think Killian Phillips has shown an important player for them this season, and it's now 6 points out of the last 2 games. That's really important for St Mirren, who I thought would maybe struggle a wee bit this season. Nah, I think they've done quite well so far. Obviously, I think it was just one of them games where it was kind of, they both played all right, you know what I mean? But St Mirren come on top with the 3 points, and it is a great result for St Mirren. Another 3 points in the bag for them. It's shown decent signs again for St Mirren. So, yeah, I think it is just a fair result, and I think they can walk away happy with the 3 points, and I think that's probably a great result for them, considering that they weren't really the best last season, but they picked up, and I think they are going to do all right this season again, I believe. But, yeah, it's a fair result in the end for them.
Yeah, that is fair. Well, we've got 4 games that were played on Sunday. We start off at Rugby Park. Brand new grass pitches in at Kilmarnock as well, which is important to note. But clearly not working in their favour in this one. Kilmarnock 1, Celtic 5. And I'm just going to let you explain this one.
What can I say? Casper Hogg. He's too good. Anyway, I thought the first 15-20 minutes, Kilmarnock looked alright. They looked dangerous, but after that, we just absolutely battered them off the park, to be honest with you. Like 3 up by half time. I was like, is Casper Hogg like Haaland or something? Like, what's going on? Like, it was really good, so good. Even not just the goals, I felt like he was just really, really good. Like, it was honestly brilliant. Even I thought Gerard was good, Tierney was good. The full team it was one of the best performances I've seen theirs in a long time. Like, it really was. It was just such good football. I thought he played so well. But obviously, the 4th goal was gifted by their goalkeeper. Their goalkeeper just passed it to Negrin. There you go, Negrin. Negrin goes and scores. But obviously they get a goal back, but it wasn't enough, and I thought we were outstanding. Casper Hogg is definitely a player that I'm really, really excited about. I think he's somebody that we've needed in a wee bit. Somebody that can score your goals, and we've been desperate for that after last season. So, I think he's definitely one to watch, especially I know Duran never scored, but I think he's one to watch as well. It's a dangerous, strong wee player. So I was really, really pleased with the performance and really pleased with Casper getting 3 goals as well, because that's now boosted him up massively. And I think he's going to be such a threat for us this season. But I was so happy. And I didn't expect us to win 5-1. I thought we would draw or scrape it, because Rugby Park's not an easy place to go to, and obviously on their new grass, or maybe want to impress the fans. And Killy's not a bad team either. They've not got the worst team in the world. So, but I was expecting a tougher game, but we come out on top, and I thought we were outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being 3-0 up at half time and Casper Holt getting a hat trick in that process, you can't really ask for much more than that, can you? Very, very good game that was. Did manage to catch a little bit of it as well, so I was making my way up to Tynecastle, which takes us on to our next game. Hearts 4, Dundee United 0. Now this is where I'm going back to what I said earlier on, when everyone the week before said Dundee United looked quite good. They put up a really good fight against Rangers. They had a really good game. They could be a threat. Are they a threat? Or were Rangers just that bad? I mean, it begs the question, but I mean, I've got absolutely no complaints. Tom Renault, after 4 minutes, shot from about 30 yards out, 35 maybe. Brilliant. Very well taken. It looked like it went in slow motion. Beautiful. Calvin Miller steps up in 12 minutes, takes a penalty, scores. Straight down the middle. Very pleased with that. Claudio Braga back on the score sheet as well, after a bit of a quieter end to last season for him. 56 minutes. Nice little turn and shoot straight through the Dundee United defender's legs as well. And then 67 minutes, Josh McPake. Not quite playing on a Saturday, but playing nonetheless. He was outstanding in that game. Very, very impressed. I think the system worked well that game. I think it was a lot more fluid. The team was working together better as well. So lineup wise, I mean, it's like looking at putting broken pieces together when you look at it, because you've got Calvin Miller playing at left back. He's not a defender, but he played like one. He was very good. I thought Blair Spittle had a really good game as well. He's been a bit iffy. He's had a couple of shockers in Europe, to be honest with you, but definitely back on form in that game. I thought Josh McPake was brilliant. Very, very excited to see what he's got for the rest of the season. And for anyone that knows me, knows how much I love Saba Kurjoa. And he started, and I could never have been happier. Got an assist in that game as well. I thought the entire team just played so well together, and I've got absolutely no complaints at all. If we can keep going like that, I think it'll be a pretty good season. But yeah, very, very impressed with that.
No, 100%. I think as well, like, I was looking at it, I thought, oh, Hearts could struggle here, because how well, like, they played against Rangers. I thought, oh, they could slip up. I know, because you had a few dodgy results in Europe, lost to Aberdeen. I thought, But we've turned it around completely, and that's such a positive impact for your manager as well. Like, 4 goals, a clean sheet, you couldn't ask for anything better. But that Tom Renaud, I seen that goal. What a goal, by the way. I think he's going to be such a player for you this season, because it was a stunning goal, like, genuinely. And I thought Miller's penalty was great as well. Even McPake, his goal was great too. I just thought he's were so much better. And I think I predicted you to struggle a tiny bit this season, because obviously losing Shanklin and Devlin and that, and your best manager. But I think he's all do alright now. I think a lot of your players are gelling together now, and obviously you've got a couple of injuries as well. But it was a more positive for Hearts, and I think he's needed that after a wee couple dodgy results in Europe, and obviously losing your first game. It was a well-needed victory for Hearts, and he's managed to do that. So I was really quite impressed with you, to be fair. Fair play, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as well, just to like go back to Tom Renault for a minute, he was brought in essentially as the replacement for Cammy Devlin, and Cammy Devlin's no shooting for there. Never in a million years was he shooting from there. So I'm very, very impressed with what we've brought in terms of replacement. I think there's still a few positions that we need to fill. Probably need a few more defenders because that injury list is terrifying. I think a proper solid number 9 is very needed. I'd still say a right back as well, specifically within defence, because that's a scary place, and I'm trying not to think about it too much. But overall, I'm very happy with what we've done. So moving on to the next game of Sunday afternoon, we had Motherwell against Falkirk. Obviously, given the weekend prior to that, you'd think that's an easy go in for Motherwell, but they were held to a 0-0 draw, which I think personally for Falkirk, that's a very good result. I mean, you're going up against a team like Motherwell, and obviously we've said already they still look very strong this year. Falkirk didn't look great the weekend before. That's a result probably more to be proud of, to be honest with you. Points better than a loss at the end of the day, but yeah, I think that's definitely one that Falkirk will be pretty happy with. Motherwell, obviously not so much. They're probably expecting to get a bit more out of that game, especially being at home as well. They're obviously very, very good at Fir Park, so yeah, bit of a mix up. Not really what we were expecting for that one.
Nah, no, I felt like Motherwell, I thought they would just go and win it maybe quite comfortably, but it is a very good point for Falkirk. I think they've not had obviously the greatest start of the season, but it is a great point for Falkirk, and it's a point in the end for them. Motherwell, it's not the worst, you know what I mean? It's not a loss, it's not a, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's probably the best outcome. I never watched it, but I think it was probably the best outcome of the two teams, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the final game of the weekend, it was Sunday night. Not even gonna lie, I was so entertained by this one. Finished up a lovely 4-0 victory at Tynecastle. Jumped in the car, driving home through the beautiful streets of the Edinburgh Fringe. Chucked on BBC Scotland and just went, oh, go on then, we'll have a laugh. Let's see what's going on. At this point, it was 1-0 to Hibs. Now, in terms of this, by all means, I don't want to say the words that I wanted Hibs to win, but the hilarity of Rangers losing that game just took over a little bit. Game finished 2-1 to Hibs. Two very, very late goals. One was an own goal by Chaiwa, and then the second was Callum Wright. 90 plus 3 for Hibs. Some result for them. It really is. It's not looking like a good start for Derek McInnes at all. It could. I still don't think that they'll be in. I don't think a lot of them will be in the McInnes out yet. But I have certainly seen some of it after that performance. A lot of people saying it wasn't good enough. There needs to be a lot more going into that team. And I think most notably during that game as well, there goes Yusuf Chermiti. ACL out for this season, right after they got a bid come in for him that they rejected. Reportedly somewhere around about 22 million, which is insane. But that money's lying on a stretcher now, and that's it. No Chermiti money coming in. I can't even get over it. I'm just sitting here looking at this result, and I still don't think that it's fully registered in my head yet what happened. But it's crazy. I certainly didn't have that on predictions anyways, put it that way.
No, I think I've seen the last 15 minutes there, the best bits. But nah, it's not no great start for wee Del Boy, is it? Nah, know what he wanted. I thought again, I thought Rangers were good. They looked decent. But at the end of the day, Shanklin was nowhere again. Devlin was nowhere again. Like, I thought they were going to be our main, superstars, but no really got it, have they? But honestly, I just felt like Hibs deserved the 3 points. Honestly, it was just great. I love to see it, and you just see all the Rangers fans like sitting there crying on Super Scoreboard wanting Delhi already. It's honestly. But nah, I felt like obviously there was a wee bit of controversy with Hibs penalty. Folk were saying it wasn't, folk were saying it was a penalty. It's one of them, but it was lovely to see that last minute goal. That was nice. It was nice to see that, but nah, I think it was a lovely day, to be honest. My team come on at 5-1, and I see that. It was a lovely day.
The words "beautiful Sunday" come to mind. But no, I mean we've had 2 brilliant weeks to start off the Premiership. Honestly, it's been so entertaining. We go into a bit of a break week this week. We've got the League Cup coming up, and we're going to run through some quick fire predictions. We're into the round of 16. We start on Friday night. It's an Ayrshire derby. We've got Kilmarnock at home against Ayr United. I've got a feeling this one's going to be the first cup upset of the lot, and I'm going for Ayr 2-1.
Yeah, I'm actually going to back here as well. I think Ayr will win 1-0. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling about Ayr. I don't know.
I mean, they had a bit of a decent run last year. Obviously fizzled out a little bit towards the end, but yeah, I think they might just do it there. We've got actually looking at it now, I didn't even see this fixture when it first came out. We've got a repeat fixture of week 2, except from switched around in terms of who's at home. We've got Aberdeen against Dundee. Obviously home advantage plays into it a little bit. I still think Dundee are probably going to get the result. I'm going to say 2-1 again. 2-1 Dundee.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Dundee as well. I think Dundee will win this again. I just see something with Dundee. I do.
Yeah. They've got a bit of a spark about them this year. Next fixture is Dunfermline against Ross County. Obviously, Ross County very much not having a good season last year. Demoted, down to League One. Dunfermline done very well last year. Very, very well. Obviously getting quite far in the Scottish Cup as well. I'm definitely backing Dunfermline for this one. I'm going to go 3-0 for that.
Yeah, I'm going to back Dunfermline as well. I like Neil Lennon, and I don't mind Dunfermline, so I'm going to go 2-0 Dunfermline.
2-0 Dunfermline sounds good. We've then got Dundee United against Celtic on Saturday evening, 5:45 kickoff. Dundee United at home for this one. I think after your performance last week against Kilmarnock, pretty much cemented to me that you are going to be very much up there this season. I can't see you losing that at all, and not considering the way that Dundee United were playing against us either. I'm going to say could be a high scorer. I'm actually going to say 4-0, same as what we done against them.
I'm going to say 3-1.
3-1. Sounds
Yeah.
good. We've got a bit of an interesting one on Sunday. Now, it took me until last weekend to realise that this had happened, but for some reason or somehow, the SFA are allowing us and Hibs to play at home on the same day at the exact same time. Which this hasn't happened for a while, so it could be interesting. First fixture on my list is Hearts against Inverness. Obviously, very confident going into that game, to be honest with you. I'm going to say 3-0 to us.
Yeah, I'm going to just say 3-1 Hearts. I think it'll be a comfortable win. I think after Sunday you'll be quite positive, get through, get to the next round.
Yep, absolutely. And then that other game, like we said, Hibs at home, they're against Partick Thistle. Again, Partick Thistle had a very good season last year too. Nearly coming up in the end. I do think it might be a bit of a tighter game, this one. I do think Hibs will beat them. I'm going to say 2-1.
I'm going the opposite. I'm going to back Partick Thistle. I'm going to go 2-1 Partick Thistle.
We're probably doing this in the reverse of what we should be doing it in, but no, that's fair enough though. Next game again kicking off at 2:00. It is Stenhousemuir at home against Motherwell. Motherwell 5-0.
I'll go 3-0 Motherwell.
I sense a high scorer. And then final game is Rangers against St Mirren. I have got an evil voice in the back of my head that's just screaming at me to say something like 4-0 to St Mirren. But it's not quite going to be that. 1-0 St Mirren.
I'm going to back St Mirren as well. Not to be better, but 2-1 St Mirren.
Oh, I'm absolutely doing mine to be better. I've got no shame.
I know I'm not meant to be biased, but I can't help it.
Nah. Come on. It's just us. It's just us. But nah, look, it's been a brilliant run of games recently, to be honest with you. Very, very glad that the season is back up and going again. Couldn't be happier, truthfully. I think it's going to be a good season. Got a long road ahead of us, but we are back. Football is back. Well, it's been a pleasure as always. Thank you to everyone for listening in as well. As always, as well, our social medias are linked below in the captions. We are also going to be uploading onto YouTube again, finally. So we will be sure to check us out on both Spotify and YouTube, as well as our Instagram, TikTok, and our personal TikTok pages as well. Yeah, it's been great, but we'll be back again for a bit of a recap of the League Cup next week and looking ahead to the next round of fixtures as well.
Yeah, it's been great, and I'm just glad to have the football back. I live in mental ruin my mental health, so be it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's been great, but we will see you again in the next one.